Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Dina J from Around the Way. So today I want to talk about something that's been heavy on a lot of people's mind, and it's the job market. Okay, the reality of the job market in 2025 is like piss poor. It's tough out there. And I know in my last video I talked about, pivoting in your career, making sure your passions for yourself and what you enjoy aligns with some of the things that you get to do in your career. But then right now, where people are today, the job market seems impossible. And whether you've been laid off or you're job searching or you're looking for a pivot, I do realize that in today's job market, it makes it extremely difficult to make any type of needed change or desired change. And as far as tech is concerned, it has changed. Tech and and all of the rave about working in the tech industry is changing because the tech industry is not stable at all. And I think the resurgence of people going into the tech industry during COVID or right before COVID, and then the mass exodus of roles being eliminated and layoffs happening, shifted a lot as it regards to how tech is and the volatility of that. One moment you're getting requests for your time, you're having these conversations, things seem promising, and then the next minute you're being ghosted. Like, what? It really irks my nerves when you put all this time and energy into meeting with companies and sharing your availability and having these intro discussions, and then you hear nothing back. I don't understand why a lot of companies allow for that style in the process of candidacy for people, but it is so wrong in treating people this way. Now we're seeing layoffs across so many different industries, which is scary because there are some industries that seemed relatively safe at one point, and now with everything that's going on with the administration, with everything going on in the tech industry, with all of this automation and these threats to companies and tariffs and things like that, things are shifting considerably. And I'm noticing that the hiring process is much slower and much more selective. There are so many people in the market, and the job pool is humongous. So because of that, that's also making it very hard and competitive for people to get in the door for a lot of opportunities that they may very well be qualified for. And, sometimes there are roles that are posted more so for optics, but as we know, oftentimes if there's an internal candidate, the likelihood of them going with the internal candidate is much greater if the skill sets align, because it's easier, it's less expensive for them to be able to hire internally. But they also have to just put the role out there just to allow for people to have the opportunity to apply, right? And that phenom really drives me insane as well when it comes to the job market as a whole, because I've seen that in years past where you can see a role that is actively being filled internally, yet it's out there and you're like, okay. So let's talk about tech. A few years ago, pivoting into the tech seemed like a golden ticket, right? Getting that tech background and getting that experience, and then the benefits, honey, like the tech benefits was like, ooh, great. Unlimited PTO, of course, the pay, the total comp, quarterly bonuses sometimes in certain instances and in certain roles. Like there was so much that was popping when I worked in the tech industry. People were all in, and they were investing time, energy, and money into all of these things within the tech industry. Then mass layoffs started to come about a little bit after COVID, frozen headcounts, and AI taking over a lot of tasks that were humanly driven. I mean, I absolutely understand why people have like a love-hate relationship with AI, because it is very efficient to use. It's very helpful in certain instances to use AI, but then at the same time, there are some things that are being removed from the human experience as a result of AI, and I'm shaky with that. And then the environmental piece of AI, like It's not necessarily safe for the environment. It is using up a ton of energy and water. So all of those things too are, play a role into why a lot of the shifts are happening within tech. So when you think about the tech industry, while it's not like dead, I mean, clearly there are a lot of tech roles out there, but I have several friends that were laid off from Google. I have several friends that were laid off from in the banking industry, and most of them were in tech related roles, which is a little scary. But like I said, although the tech industry is going nowhere, and they need people, humans, to work some of these roles. So what do we do when the blueprint no longer works, right? We thought was the direction and the way to do it is no longer how we need to manage this process of looking for work, getting hired, getting that meeting, etc. When I think about this, and I even think about my experience when I was laid off back in 2023, I think the important thing is that you have to go back to the basics. I went back to the basics when I started my journey again, and I will say that it really helped me. So what are the basics? Okay. The basics come with relationships. People hire people that they can trust, that there is some type of familiarity with, and that they have been introduced to. Most times those relationships is what gets you the next opportunity that you're looking for. So if you are not one that really knows how to network or build relationships or follow up and things like that, you're going to have to flex that, and you're going to have to get past that fear, whether it's fear or whether it's discomfort. You're going to have to get past that. I will tell you that networking was not my thing. Like early in my career, I didn't understand the importance of it. I hated it. And as much as I'm friendly and like interaction with people, that part of, networking in my career just didn't resonate with me, because I felt like, oh, it was so fake. But you honestly can build relationship just genuinely just getting to know people, right? And the more you talk to them about what you do and what you've done and what you're looking to do, then their wheels will start spinning, and then they'll start referring certain conversations to you via other people they know, or even sometimes saying, hey, have you ever looked into this role over here? Or, hey, try to do a job shadow over there. And those are different ways that you can build relationships, but it's absolutely important to build that relationship. Even if you have the most perfect resume, if you don't know how to make connection with people, then that resume, as stellar as it is and well written as it is not going to mean anything. So yeah, shyness or discomfort or not liking it is just not an excuse. You are going to have to get past that, seize the moment, and be intentional when it comes to building relationships. So let's talk about LinkedIn. All right, if you're not using LinkedIn, you are missing out. And I'm not just talking about the job reposting and the posting, because honestly, most of those jobs on LinkedIn are accounted for or they've expired. So I wouldn't even say because of the jobs themselves, but I will say that it gives you the opportunity to share your perspective on industry trends, commenting on people's posts that resonate with what you're looking for or what you're looking to do, or your areas of interest. You can send warm messages and connect and build a network with people that you've worked with in the past or current or whatever. And that is also a network that is digitally available to you with even strangers, okay? Leverage LinkedIn, please leverage it. I can't say that there's any other job board that I've run into that is as robust as LinkedIn has gotten at this point. So I will say, for me, there have been roles that I've been able to get because of my LinkedIn. People have reached out. If you pay for the premium service, then you can do all the things to let people know you're looking for a job. There's nothing wrong with putting open to work out there. All of those things help to get your visibility, and you need to leverage the tool. You do. And then when you're reaching out to people on LinkedIn or networking or being intentional about the relationships that you're trying to build, please be human about it. Don't tell people, can I pick your brain? Hi, I want to pick your brain about, don't do that. Don't do that. I have made it a point to meet with as many people that reach out to me that come to me in the most genuine way. Like, hey, I saw your LinkedIn. I really would like to talk to you about this role at X company that you work at. I don't know if it's in your line of business, but I would love to get to know you and just talk a little bit about your experience. That simple thing right there warrants more of a, sure, let's talk, or sure, here are some times that I can meet, versus you playing up like, oh my God, look at your great accomplishments. Can I pick your brain? Like, oh my God, like, the minute something feels like disingenuous, I tap out. But while I can't meet with everybody that connects with me on LinkedIn or wants to talk to me on LinkedIn, I do make it a point to try my best to make time for people that reach out to me in the most human and genuine way, and that are not trying to sell me something or get something from me or get to somebody at my organization through me. I'm happy to have those conversations, and I do that because people have done it for me. I've even been able to reach out to people before I've interviewed for a job, just to like understand the company culture, what they may be looking for in candidates and things like that, because the recruiter can only give you so much information. But I really have had people like talk about their roles and the role that I'm interviewing for, and give me some insight that I can help, that I've been able to use when prepping for an interview. So those type of things, I mean, you can, those type of things are invaluable when it comes to how you can leverage LinkedIn. And I would suggest that. And then, don't forget your manners. Say please and thank you. Make sure that you are courteous. Make sure that you leave the conversation not having any expectations, right? If they look out for you, they look out for you. If they follow up, they follow up. If you need to follow up, you follow up. But just because that individual was willing to talk to you and have a conversation with you doesn't mean that they owe you anything at that point, doesn't mean that anything is guaranteed. But you solidified a relationship, and where that relationship goes is on you. All right, so here's my final word, because I wanted to make this video quick. The market may feel like a storm right now, and I myself, as much as I'm ambitious and want to grow and all these things, like I'm kind of staying put. I don't even feel comfortable like thinking about what's next right now, because things are so unstable in the economy. So I'm like myself, I'm just like, let me take it easy, because times are rough out there, and I understand that. But you still have power. You still have power. And I will say that you got to treat opportunities or seeking opportunities and jobs like a job, right? If you're currently unemployed, then you have time. Doesn't mean that 8 hours every day you have to be applying for a job, but there are 7 days of the week. Leave the weekend out of it if that works for you or whatever, but make sure that 3 of those 7 days of the week that you're allocating at least a full day to interviews and conversations and connections and researching as much as you can, so that you are able to then have better success in your job search. And if you're pivoting, it's the same thing. If you're looking to pivot to another industry, cool. But just know that it's harder out there, and you do have to put a little bit more effort than in the past in trying to get a job. Like, it's just not a really good job market right now. Don't wait for a recruiter to validate your worth. You are worthy, you're able, you are capable, but you do have to be intentional on how this goes for you. Start planting seeds with people that already believe in you. Tap into your own personal network. Hopefully you have some type of village, professionally, even personally, that you can talk about some of the struggles that you're encountering in your job search, whether it's due to unemployment or due to pivot, or you need to escape a toxic environment, work environment, anything under the sun. But you need people. You need people. All the tools in the world are not going to be the things that help you gain like grasp. All the tools in the world are not going to be the thing that help you land that next job. It's going to be your tenacity. It's going to be your connections. It's going to be you going a different route than just hitting a button and applying. Because as we know, if you look at Workday and their current lawsuit, AI has been known to be biased as well, right? And we can't depend on these tools to pick up on the buzzwords that we put on our resume in order to get in front of whomever it is that you're trying to meet with and land that next job. So listen, I hope that my video helped a little bit. I've been in the position of losing my job, being fired and laid off more than a couple of times, right? And I mean, it's not a lot. How I approached my job search in each of those times really was what made things different every time. And it bettered my experience because I was more intentional with every opportunity that came before me when I needed to make that pivot. The other thing that I will say, like, I know people that were laid off alongside me back in 2023, and they still haven't been able to find a job. I know people in other industries, they're a year in, 6 months in, looking. My current position, I was laid off. And then within 3 months, I got this position. And I will say that that happened because I was intentional about building relationships. And one little tip I will leave you with is, if you have the opportunity to get any type of severance or anything, invest in a conference. If you can invest in a good conference in your city or go to another city, do that. Because I did that. And it was it gave me the opportunity to have a conversation with an executive at my current company, and they connected me, and I interviewed, and it was so seamless because of the relationship and the trust that I was able to build with that individual. It was great. Now, that wasn't luck, but I know I do recognize that that was a positioning that I decided to leverage, and it just so happened to work out. Invest in what you can, invest in what makes sense, so that you are in places and in rooms where you can have conversations with people. All right, y'all. I wanted to have that quick chat because it's a hot mess out here, and I really feel for those that are out there grinding it out, trying to find their next opportunity, whether you're laid off. I have a son, and it is scary not to know where your check is coming from when you got a mouth to feed. So my heart goes out to you. I'm available as much as I can be available to anybody that has questions or needs a little bit of a motivator or thoughts or wants to pick my brain. I'm just kidding. Don't pick my brain. Don't do that. But at any rate, I'm available in whatever capacity I can serve anyone that needs help in this. And keep your head up, right? All right. My content has resonated with you. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch y'all next week. All right? Bye!